Every morning at exactly 6:40 a.m., a woman named Clara Whitman stood at bus stop number 9. Rain or sunshine, winter or summer, she always wore the same faded blue coat, held a small brown envelope close to her chest, and looked down the empty road as if expecting someone who was always late. People noticed her, but no one really saw her. The city moved fast. Commuters rushed past her, coffee in hand, eyes glued to their phones. Teenagers laughed. Buses roared by, and Clara remained still, like a photograph forgotten on a wall. The bus drivers knew her well. "She never gets on," one of them once said. "She just waits," said another. Some thought she was lonely. Some thought she was broken. A few believed she was waiting for a lover who never returned. None of them knew the truth. The boy who asked a question. One cold morning, a schoolboy named Ethan stood beside her. His backpack was too big for his shoulders, and his shoelace was untied. After watching her for several minutes, he finally asked, "Ma'am, are you waiting for someone?" Clara smiled softly, but her eyes didn't leave the road. "Yes," she said. "I always am." Ethan hesitated. "But you never leave." Clara looked down at him then. Really looked. "Some promises," she said gently, "don't expire." The bus arrived. Ethan got on. Clara stayed behind. And every day after that, Ethan began noticing her. The envelope, the coat, the way her hands trembled slightly when buses passed without stopping. The envelope. One morning, as snow dusted the pavement, Clara dropped the envelope. Ethan picked it up before the wind could take it. "It's open," he said nervously. Inside was a photograph. It showed a young woman, Clara, but brighter, smiling, standing beside a man in a military uniform. They were laughing, alive, hopeful. On the back, in faded ink, were the words, "Bus stop 9, I'll come back, I promise." Clara's hands shook as she took it back. "He said that before he left?" Ethan asked. She nodded. "My husband," she whispered. The promise. Daniel Whitman left for war 23 years ago. He kissed Clara's forehead and told her he'd return on the city bus, just like every other working man. "If I survive," he said, smiling, "you'll be waiting for me. Same place, same time." And Clara promised. Weeks turned into months. Months into years. The official letter came. Missing in action. Not dead, not alive. Just missing. People told Clara to move on. To accept it. To stop waiting. But how do you mourn someone who was never declared gone? So she waited. The city's assumption. Over the years, the city changed. Buildings rose. Shops closed. Faces aged. And Clara kept waiting. People whispered, "Poor woman. She's delusional. She lives in the past." But no one knew that Clara worked nights cleaning offices. No one knew she lived alone in a small apartment with only one extra plate on the table. And no one knew that every year she mailed a letter addressed to Daniel Whitman. Bus stop number 9. They always came back unopened. The man with the scar. One rainy evening, Ethan saw something different. A man stood across the street. Tall, older, walking with a limp. He stared at Clara with a face full of fear, not confusion, recognition. He crossed the road slowly. "Clara," he said. Her breath caught. She knew that voice. Before her mind could stop her, the envelope fell from her hands. The hidden truth. Daniel had survived the war. But he didn't come home. Captured, imprisoned, forgotten. When he was finally released years later, he returned to a world that had already buried him. His name was on memorial walls. His belongings gone. His marriage legally dissolved. He believed Clara had moved on. Until one day, passing through the city, he saw her. At bus stop number 9. Waiting. Every day. For him. The bus that finally stopped. That morning, the bus arrived at 6:40 a.m. This time, Clara stepped forward. Daniel stood beside her. For the first time in 23 years, they boarded together. Ethan watched from the sidewalk, holding his backpack. As the bus pulled away, he saw Clara look back and smile, free at last. The real truth. Some people don't wait because they're weak. They wait because love taught them how to stay. And sometimes the world calls it madness. Until the truth finally arrives. If this story touched your heart, subscribe. Because some truths stay hidden until someone is brave enough to wait for them.